Have you ever heard someone say, "He looked totally fine yesterday. How did he have a stroke today?" The truth is, your body often gives silent warning signs long before a stroke. These signs are subtle, and many people ignore or confuse them with something else. Stroke is undoubtedly the leading cause of death in the United States, where every year, more 162,000 people lose lives from a stroke. In this video, we'll learn about what a stroke is and explore the subtle symptoms that can appear weeks or even a month before a stroke. Let's dive in. But what exactly is a stroke? A stroke is a medical emergency because the blood that your heart is pumping is failing to reach a part of your brain. That area of the brain will be starved of oxygen and nutrients, killing thousands of neurons per second. Strokes are put into two groups depending on the problem in the blood vessels supplying the brain. There can either be a blockage, called an ischemic stroke, caused by the buildup of fatty material in blood vessels, or a bleed, called a hemorrhagic stroke, when a blood vessel bursts suddenly, causing blood to leak in or around the brain. The majority of strokes are blockages, an ischemic stroke. It's important to identify early on which sort of stroke has happened, as they each have very different treatments. Now let's find out the 7 signs that your body gives a month before a stroke. First sign, fatigue. We all experience tiredness, but have you noticed a significant shift in your energy levels? This kind of fatigue can be relentless, making everyday tasks exhausting. Fatigue alone doesn't necessarily signal a stroke. However, when caused by reduced blood supply to the brain, which always requires constant oxygen-rich blood, it can be a warning sign. When blood flow is compromised, your brain's efficiency drops, leading to fatigue. The Mayo Clinic reports that ongoing fatigue, especially with weakness, may be a pre-stroke signal. Pay attention if your fatigue is accompanied by sudden weakness, dizziness, or confusion. If you're experiencing this type of fatigue, consult a healthcare professional. Second sign, a vision problem. Our vision is precious, and any sudden change should never be ignored, especially when it could be a warning sign of a stroke. Have you experienced sudden blurred vision, double vision, or temporary blindness in one or both eyes? It may be due to a blockage in one of the arteries that supply blood to the eye. These visual disturbances might be fleeting, lasting only a few minutes, but they are serious warning signs, indicating an increased risk of a full-blown stroke. These visual disturbances are often painless, which can lead people to downplay their seriousness. Even if your vision returns to normal quickly, seek immediate medical attention because this is a strong indication that a stroke is about to happen to you. Third sign, frequent headaches or migraines. Headaches are incredibly common, and most of the time, they're nothing to worry about. But if you're experiencing migraines more frequently than usual, or if they suddenly feel different, more intense, longer lasting, or accompanied by other symptoms like vision changes, numbness, or weakness, seek medical advice promptly. These changes could indicate a shift in your brain's blood flow patterns. These episodes, known as transient ischemic attacks, TIAs, are often referred to as mini-strokes. TIAs occur when blood flow to a part of the brain is briefly blocked. Harvard Health points out that unusual headaches may be an early sign of a vascular issue such as a stroke. The key takeaway: don't ignore significant changes in your headache patterns. Fourth sign, trouble speaking or understanding speech. Communication is fundamental to our daily lives. We often take for granted our ability to articulate thoughts and understand spoken language. But what happens when this vital function is disrupted? Have you ever found yourself struggling to find the right words during a conversation? Or noticed that understanding what others are saying has become unusually difficult? These speech and language difficulties can be red flags for a potential stroke. Our brain's intricate network of blood vessels plays a crucial role in language processing. When blood flow to the areas responsible for speech and comprehension is compromised, it can lead to these communication breakdowns. You might experience slurred speech as if your tongue is heavy or uncoordinated. Finding the right words might feel like searching for a misplaced item in a cluttered room. If you or someone you know experiences sudden difficulty speaking or understanding speech, even if it's brief, seek medical attention immediately. Timely intervention can make a world of difference. Fifth sign, numbness or tingling, especially on one side. Our sense of touch is something we often take for granted, but what happens when this fundamental sense is disrupted, particularly on one side of the body? Have you ever experienced a sudden onset of numbness, tingling, or weakness as if one side of your body has fallen asleep? This peculiar sensation can be a crucial warning sign of an impending stroke. Strokes typically affect one side of the brain, and because our brains control the opposite side of our bodies, the symptoms often manifest unilaterally. This means that numbness or weakness might occur on the right side of your body if the stroke affects the left side of your brain, and vice versa. The numbness or tingling might feel like pins and needles pricking your skin or a loss of sensation altogether. You might experience difficulty gripping objects, buttoning your shirt, or even walking steadily. These symptoms, while sometimes subtle and fleeting, should never be ignored. Time is of the essence when it comes to stroke. Even if the numbness or tingling subsides quickly, consult a healthcare professional. Sixth sign: loss of balance or dizziness. Our sense of balance is a complex interplay of sensory information from our inner ear, our eyes, and our muscles and joints. But what happens when this delicate system is disrupted, leaving us feeling unsteady and disoriented? Have you ever experienced a sudden onset of dizziness, as if the room is spinning, or a feeling of lightheadedness, like you're about to faint? While these sensations can have various causes, they can also be warning signs of an impending stroke. When blood flow to the brain is compromised, particularly to the areas responsible for balance and coordination, it can lead to these unsettling episodes. You might feel unsteady on your feet, as if you're walking on a moving surface. You might find it difficult to maintain your balance, especially when standing or walking. In some cases, the dizziness can be so severe that it leads to nausea or vomiting. If you experience a sudden onset of dizziness, especially with other symptoms like vision changes, numbness, or weakness, seek medical attention immediately. Timely evaluation and intervention can make a significant difference in stroke prevention and treatment. Seventh sign: mood changes or confusion. Our emotions and cognitive abilities are fundamental to who we are. But what happens when these core aspects of our being are suddenly disrupted? Have you noticed any unusual shifts in your mood lately? Perhaps you've been feeling more irritable, anxious, or depressed than usual. Or maybe you've been experiencing bouts of confusion, difficulty concentrating, or memory lapses. While these changes can be attributed to various factors, they can also be subtle warning signs of an impending stroke. When blood flow to the brain is compromised, particularly to the areas responsible for emotional regulation and cognitive function, it can manifest in unexpected ways. You might find yourself feeling overwhelmed by emotions that seem out of proportion to the situation. You might struggle to focus on tasks that once came easily to you. If you or someone you know experiences sudden and unexplained mood swings, confusion, or cognitive difficulties, seek medical advice. Again, early detection and intervention can make a world of difference in preventing a potential stroke or mitigating its impact. Stroke doesn't have to strike out of nowhere. Our bodies often whisper warnings before sending a full-blown SOS. Listen to your body. If you experience any of the symptoms we discussed, even briefly, don't hesitate to seek medical attention. Early intervention can be life-saving. Share this video with someone who might need it. Knowledge is power, and in this case, it could be the power to prevent a life-altering event. Like, comment, and subscribe to stay informed and stay healthy.